And we're live. So, Curtis, thank you so much for coming on here. I appreciate you. Again, this is all about appreciation. So I wanted to just kind of dive in and learn more about what you have going on and some of the new tools you guys have come out with. You've got your book, Appreciation Marketing. It's a bestseller. I tried to find mine. It's right there. So it's a good book. It's just all about the thank you and the little things that, if you have a conversation with someone, you can jump on his website. Hey, great having a convo, and it sends out a brownie or whatever you want it to. It's kind of like sending out cards, but on a higher level. We love it. So dive in, give us a little bit more information, and we'll kind of have some conversation from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. It's an honor to hop on here, and I know I'm talking with a referral master yourself, and I want to actually hear from you in just a little bit about some of the things that you're doing, that you implemented systems and strategies. Because see, over the last 15 years of traveling around the world and doing speaking engagements, what I realized is that so many people have such great, they spend so much time and effort and systems into making sure that leads don't fall through the cracks.
Right.
Which is great, which is awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. That they do little to implement systems and strategies around earning more referrals and taking care of the people that are within their database. Some do a great job of it. And the other ones don't really have a plan. They just kind of willy-nilly and do it. So, with appreciation marketing, people say, like, what is appreciation marketing? Well, at the end of the day, life and business, it boils down to relationships, right? And we truly believe that the best investment that we can make in life and in business is in relationships, because relationships are the real currency. If you lost everything, Todd, well, you haven't lost everything. You haven't lost your database. You haven't lost relationships and the deposits and the value that you've poured into people for a long time.
Yeah. So that's our business, is relationships. And probably all of my business comes out of my repeat and referral. And so that's where it's like, if I wanted to start over, I've got to go find that repeat and referral. Or if I go to a new market, I've got to go find that database again. But being here local, it's like, it's the connections that help keep us, growing.
And so when I say, like, when you get leads, you earn referrals. And see, you earn referrals by who you are and how you're showing up in people's lives. So one of the things that I do is I audit the relationships and see where have you made deposits? Where have you added value? And I'll talk about a referral secrets challenge. Like, I'm going through a challenge right now, and I'll be reaching out to 300 people in 30 days. I know it's a lot. However, I want to set the table for next year. And I also want to create an amazing testimonial to share within our community. But Todd, when I say that you earn referrals by who you are and how you show up in people's lives, what comes to your mind? Is there some things that you have done over the years that you didn't have to do, and then without expectation of trying to get something, and then something great happened?
Give back, is the primary thing. One thing I'm doing right now is we're online connecting with agents throughout the country, with our company, with other companies, and I'm offering my time. I was on the phone with a girl from Hawaii earlier today who just got her license in July. And she, I spent 25 minutes on the phone with her. She goes, I was wondering if I was going to be pitched something, because every time I get one of these emails and somebody wants to have a conversation, they're trying to sell something. I'm like, I'm not selling anything.
Right.
Here, I've got some time today, so we got to call at 1 o'clock, whatever. I'm just giving some advice back, and gave her enough tips to help get her business started. And so that is like the feel good, whatever you want to call it, giving back to agents who are getting started of, 20 years of history that we've got going on.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. And, that's high value there. You're giving back, and, you're not asking for anything in return. And I truly believe that when you send out and you're doing good, it may not come back from that direct source. Like, when you're putting good out in the universe, the God, universe, whatever you believe in, I truly believe it comes back and blesses you. All of a sudden you get a call later in the day and you got a listing appointment, or hey, I got a buyer for you. It's like, oh, that's really cool.
That's like, goes back to the book, The Secret.
Yeah.
I watched the movie a long time ago, and it's like, if you want to just envision green lights all day, you're going to hit every green light. If you want to envision, the parking spot right at the first spot of the mall, it's going to be right there. So it's like, those are the days when things are going.
And like for you, like you say, okay, I want a listing, somebody to call me this afternoon because they're to list their house. Well, it's how you showed up in people's lives is to deposit the value. If somebody's brand new in the business and they're pretty much like a secret agent and they don't go out there and add value and share with people what they can do to help them or the team that they join, because that's a big thing, right? Mentorship and team.
Yep.
When you're new, you need to have somebody or a team. You need to have somebody that's going to pour into you. So then that way you can leverage that to go win a listing. I'm working with buyers is one thing, but obviously listings are where the leverage is.
Well, listings are where you find your buyers. So if you can get the listings, you're then going to have the attractions from the signs, the online marketing, and all the other stuff that can come from that. So you got to go out and get that.
Would you say that a lot of your viewers that are come on here that are on the new or newer end?
We've got a mix. I've got some high producers, some large team leaders. We've got some brand new agents and some people in here in the group that have just started taking the class that we've introduced them to the page.
Okay.
So we're kind of hitting all aspects. And so where the lady I was talking with again earlier today, she's new. I'm like, this is going to be something you're going to take time to market, but absentee owners in Hawaii is a big business. And a friend of ours who used to have a brokerage out there made a fortune at it with absentee owners. So I'm like, once you get going, that's an avenue you might want to go after. Because obviously it's a cash cow because you got to spend a lot of money to get the people to come back to you. Or find them online somewhere. But that's stuff like we can give to a new agent or even a seasoned. Just different advice. I mean, it all depends on where you're at in your life too, is how you can get started.
Well, one of the referral secrets I'll share then is, I've been in this business for a while, and one of the real estate agents I was working with up in Connecticut back years ago, she was a paralegal part-time agent, and then she went to full-time, never really went out to her database and all of her contacts and really let everybody know that she was full-time. She had enough business to keep herself pretty busy. And then we were talking, she's like, what's something that I can do? I'd like to kind of send an announcement. So what we did was we used the system, to send out a personalized greeting card instead of a letter or an email or something. It was a greeting card with a real stamp on it. And she's like, what do you think I should say? So I was like, here's what we do. Reach out, tell your story. I've been a paralegal for X amount of years. I was a part-time agent, as you know, for this, and I just made the leap. It's scary. However, I'm really excited. And I just wanted to share with you that news. And then at the bottom, we put together something that I felt was very powerful. She said, I just want to thank you in advance for thinking of me. When anybody that you with yourself or anybody that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. And then the most important part is it would mean the world to me.
Right.
And I'll give you a call soon to catch up. So now she laid the groundwork. So now when she follows up with a phone call, she had tons of conversation. She sent to 150 and did $60,000 in commissions.
That's
so
small script.
So it was just very simple. And, it was very simple. And it was just setting the groundwork and having conversations. And so one of these things that I've been talking to, like lately, no matter what position, what industry we're in. So for instance, one of the things that we're doing with AM Cards right now, we're working with a lot of car dealerships because there's a huge disconnect. They want the now business, today, this week, this month. And of course, in business, we all love that type of business. They let things fall through the cracks when it comes to nurturing and following up and staying in touch with their past customers and do as good of a job until it rolls around 3 or 4 and they're like, bring your car in, let's make a deal. Like it's always. And so what we did was we put together this whole system, and the car dealerships, like everyone that we've shown to so far, has been blown away because it's never been done. And we did something very cool on the back end. And so I share this with you because each one of these clients is worth a lot to our company. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take the bull by the horns here, and I'm going to put together a little referral challenge, a little referral secret challenge. But I know that referrals come. You don't just get a referral, you earn a referral. And so I feel like there's a bunch of people that I haven't done a really great job of staying in touch with. So I just made a huge list of like 300 plus names. And I'm sending individual greeting cards each day, minimum of 10 for 30 days. And then I'm following up with phone calls. And really in the card, what I'm saying is, I'd love to have let's catch up soon. I'd love to hear what kind of pivots you're making, or some wisdom and insights that you've gained during this very intriguing year that we're in. And sending out those cards. I already just got a call back today. And I got 7 car dealerships up in Maine. That's like, I'm going to connect you with the absolute owner, about over 10 cars from them over the last 20 years. Like, awesome. Then another person in New Mexico, string of 17 dealerships. Boom, Curtis. Like, I have this connection, not even asking.
Right.
So I truly feel you don't just ask for the referral, deserve it.
Right. You can ask that all the time on the phone, but if you're not providing service along the line, they're just going to, it's like another sales pitch at that point.
I feel like there's a time and a place for appreciation and gratitude.
Yeah.
And then there's a time and a place to ask for the business.
Yep.
We all should be asking for the business. And I don't downplay that at all. But there's a time and a place to ask for the business. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah.
So like when you get done with a closing, Todd, and like all of a sudden they're ecstatic. Oh my gosh, first time home buyers. You just did a fantastic job. You helped them jump through all the hurdles. You made it happen. You negotiated on their behalf. Boom, boom, boom. They're so happy. Perfect time to ask them.
Right. Right. You want to ask when the wins are happening. Does that, if that makes sense?
It does. Not a month after they're in and the washing machine breaks.
Right.
All of a sudden it's your fault, right?
Yeah. Trust me, we fixed enough stuff just to keep them happy.
But that stuff means a lot. And that's one of the things that we teach is like, ask for the business. Absolutely. There's a time and a place to ask for the business. And actually there's some trainers that I've been in rooms around the country where they're training, saying in their listing presentation or in their buyer's presentation, they're prepping them. Yeah. And they're saying, do you have something like that? Do you say up front, like my goal is not only earn your business, earn your cousins, your friends, your family business by doing I work primarily based on referral. Do you do anything up front?
I don't do a good job at that, yet it's still 95% of my business is referral. I think it's just being out there so much that we're able to keep up with that. And, I think one of the things we're going to be putting into our presentations is about, again, our business is built on repeat and referral. So if you know anybody if you're happy with our service and, it could be sold a different way, happy with our service, we would love to connect with your family and friends who are thinking about buying or selling and be their resource as we were yours. And then I think the other part we'd want to talk about is things we do after the sale. I mean, after you're closed, you're still a customer. I mean, we have an event coming up next weekend for all of our past clients at the office. It's called Pumpkins and Pictures. We typically do a fall festival for them, and they don't pay to come in. It's all paid for by us. We had, I was in a dunk tank last year. We got a petting zoo. We have, games, food truck, everything, all paid for by us as a thank you for doing business with us for the last 20 years.
Amazing.
And so we can't do it this year. So we're like, let's do Pumpkins and Pictures. And so we have basically a 5-minute turn of the clients. It's enough time to say hi, get a photo. We'll have it emailed to you. We've got a professional photographer doing it. So that's like our giving back and saying thank you.
And you're all about swag though, right? You're using beach towels, shirts. You're king of giving away swag.
Well, and that was our summer swag. We did beach towels for everyone. We dropped probably 150 of them off to clients, and I still have a few in my car I need to give out that I haven't been able to connect with them, or that I had them, I forgot, and they're still going to get them, but it might be winter.
No, you're so smart with that. Investing back into your database. I mean, there's a lot of tips there. I'm gonna have to have you on my podcast. I have launched the podcast, Referral Secrets.
There we go.
And actually, for those of you guys listening, if you go to referralsecrets.com, you can download for free 40 referral secrets that I've collected over the last 15 years with a little PDF download you can have for free, and you can check it out. It's pretty cool. We just spent a lot of time. That's one of our pivots during this whole COVID thing, is like trying to organize all of this stuff and put it and somehow get it online and share it in a nice way.
Well, and I think it's what we've all taken advantage with COVID, is take the time to kind of reorganize and rebrand and redevelop our systems that we've had and make them streamlined.
Mm-hmm. One thing that you were talking about before, it just kind of made me think of this, is that chapter 5 of our book that got a lot of press is called Chocolate Frosted Dog Crap. and in that, it's really talking about taking appreciation and gratitude and separating it from asking for the business. Like, so Todd, if it was your birthday, just give you an example, from afar, I'm on the other side of the room and I have a piece of what you think is chocolate cake. And then I bring it over to you and set it down. How long do you realize that that's not chocolate cake?
It's going to be very quick.
Very quick, right? It smells. It's insincere. It's crap. Literally, it goes in the garbage. And so the whole point of that is that if you're sending out to get something in return and you're disguising it as appreciation and gratitude, it comes across as being insincere and disingenuous and does more harm than good. And it smells like as soon as you open up that, it says, happy birthday, Todd. Hope everything's going great on the card, your business and your family and all the little league games that you're going to. At the bottom, I put P.S. The greatest compliment in the world is a warm referral. Oh, by the way, Todd, I'm never busy for your referrals.
I'll just say, oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way.
My wife got so annoyed with it.
And I know there's top trainers that teach that stuff. Yeah. However, I truly believe that you separate the two. Because if I left that last line off on the bottom of the card, not the, oh, by the way, it lands differently. Now it's like, oh, Curtis actually cared about me and my birthday. It lands with a warm and fuzzy.
Well, I mean, think about it. They're going to think Curtis Lewsey, and then they're going to think real estate. When they hear the word real estate, they're going to think your name, and they're going to pass that to their friend who just mentioned buying a house. Yes. So they're going to pass your name over to them. Oh my God, you got to check out Curtis. He's an awesome agent. He just helps with our property. And by the way, I just got some chocolate dog crap from him too. Yeah. It was really good. But and you're not asking in there, so that's why I think you'll stay top of mind if you do that stuff. All of our things we do, we typically do not ask for referrals on any of the cards that are out there. We just ask, if you guys are using our stuff, tag us on Facebook. Let's have fun with it. So our beach towels, for example, are at probably 7 or 8 beaches across Florida. I would love the ones that got out of state to get tagged on the lakes and other places up there, just so we can see the expansion of that marketing. But that's how we like to, be tagged on things and not ask for the business, but be promoted.
I mean, think about how you feel like during the holiday season when you get a holiday card, you open it up and business cards fall off onto the ground. I mean, seriously, I can't wait to just grab and go to my next cocktail party and just hand out your business card to everybody. Let's be serious. And so, or a promotion and all this kind of stuff. It's like, I teach people, don't send Christmas cards or holiday cards. Send Thanksgiving cards because you're the first one on the mantle. Right. And that's appreciation and gratitude and that kind of stuff. Now, here's a kind of a creative one that I thought was really interesting. It's that they spent a lot of money doing this, and I just thought it was a waste of money until they told me how many calls they got. They sent 4 Groundhog's Day cards in a row.
To the same person?
Same card, same people. So about the second or third day, they're like, oh, what? God. And then they got it. And then I'm like,
with this.
Yeah, and I'm like, $8, but it was a really creative card. Happy Groundhog's Day. Listen to this, and then the next day they get another one. The next day they get another one. I thought it was a mistake. I was like, did they really want to do that? And then it hit me. Oh, of course they wanted to do that. So it was just an outside the box thing to get people to send the cards. But I wanted to share that the chocolate frosted dog crap because we say that especially in real estate a lot because there's a lot of trainers that talk about, oh, by the way, or I'm never too busy for your referrals or whatnot. Right. We say it's like sending out poopaganda. hence the chocolate frosted dog crap. And so, just do things that land with a warm and fuzzy. For instance, with AM cards, AM stands for appreciation marketing, by the way. And if you'd like a free account, you go to amcards.com, set it yourself up for free. I pay for the first card anywhere in the United States. I'd love for you to take it for a test drive. Usually I sell the whole packages. On something like this, I just want to just give it away. Awesome. And then, yeah, no problem. And then actually, if you reach out to us after you sign up and say, just mention Agents to Win, I'll make sure I tell my team to waive the entire $295 setup fee so you can get perks of the businesses and you can brand your own cards, white label them. It's good for write-off purposes and all that stuff. So yeah, there's no contracts, no commitments, stuff like that. So if you mention Todd and you mention Agents to Win to my team, I will make sure I have them write that down so they can do that. But just set it yourself up with a free account to start. Well, one of the things, Todd,
$300 savings right there. I mean, you can't beat that. Thank you, Curtis.
You're welcome. Well, you're always adding value to me and my team and sharing AM cards all over the place. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I love to do, and this is like a little referral secret too, is that, we have an awesome opportunity to follow people's lives on social media. We're scrolling through Facebook and Instagram and seeing all these different things. So you see one of your clients just has their first grandbaby. Take the picture and put it on a card. And then we print it, stuff it, stamp it, and mail it for you anywhere in the world. So for a couple dollars, including the stamp. So like what you can do is you can type up a little message in there, put a little message over the top, like, this is Adele Lynn, 7 pounds, 2 ounces. And maybe the grandmother's holding the baby or whatever. Like you do that kind of stuff. It doesn't just make an impression. It makes an impact, and it will never get thrown away. They can't throw away that. And everything's so digital. Stuff in print means more. It gets more attention. And so that's what we're trying to do as business people, right? Always trying to stand out, be different. Yep. And that's exactly what some of these strategies I'm sharing with you exactly do. They make you stand out from the competition. So you're not Todd, the realtor. You're Todd, my realtor. And that's a whole different level of energy.
And you get personal on it. And I think one of the cool things, if you guys haven't seen or looked at AM cards, they just came, like we use Follow Up Boss as one of our programs for our database. You guys just came out with an API to connect into that. So I was telling one of my team members about it last night, and his eyes just lit up. I'm like, dude, you get off the phone that expired. You've got the name and number in there. You can send them a quick thank you. I know you send a video out as well, but send a quick thank you card right there. It saves you so much time from having to handwrite it. It's done. All done through the program. So we're really looking forward to taking advantage of getting that set up and moving forward. Getting some of our other cards that we handwrite out currently.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot. I'm a big fan of handwritten cards too. It's just there's certain things that you can do with this system that you can't. Like you go to the store and buy a card or whatever, you can handwrite it out. That's nice. However, you can't upload a picture on the front or brand the back of the card the way that you would like to have it. So And then we have some agents that print out a whole bunch of them, have them sent to themselves, and they do handwrite some cards. However, it's nice when we can take care of everything and send it on out.
Well, I've got a whole stack of stuff to mail out back here and handwrite note cards to agents, probably from 12 months ago. The intent is there, but it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, and we also have I just sent out, I think it was 13 or 14. We have a $2 bill now as a gift.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, and when I met my wife, one of the things that she had an extra $2 bill, and she's like, did you know that when somebody gifts you a $2 bill, you don't spend it, you keep it on you, and it's been known to bring financial abundance and wealth and prosperity. And so I said, oh, that's cool. So I still to this day in my wallet have my $2 bill. And so, so I said, let's put that as a gift. And so what I did was, there's a whole bunch of influencers that I've connected with over the years that have great insight. They're on stages. They have their own podcasts, all this stuff. So when I organized a whole list of people I want to reconnect with, I did section some of these influencers that have huge audiences that I want to stay in touch with a little bit more. It's the same thing in real estate. I mean, if you have an HR manager of a monster company, make sure that relationship is strong, because every time they get somebody moving to town, you want that phone call. And so there's different people that can send you more business than the average person. So anyway, I sent out $2 bills and said, we
have those and we keep them. I was digging through my desk the other day trying to find some at the house, and I found a couple of them floating around. And I don't know why we keep them, but whenever we get one, I always just pick the safe or do something with it, because they're just random. That you get them. Are you getting those from the bank and then sending them off?
Yeah, I order them by a couple hundred at a time, and then get them from the bank. Then it's not always easy, and sometimes you get brand new ones, and other ones you get used ones. And however, you can buy the sleeves. Here's one little tip. I had one that returned to me because I sent it to a wrong address. Actually, believe it or not, I actually sent it to Glenn, and it got returned to me. And I was connected with him through another connection, and so I sent it, and I had the wrong address, and it came back, and somehow it was such a fresh, brand new $2 bill. And inside the card, it was like the ink was rubbing on the inside of the card. And it was almost like it was resin all over it. And the $2 bill looked fine, but it was like the inside of the card was messed up. So I'm like, I'm so glad that got returned to me. So I went on Amazon, and now we buy these little tiny, they're plastic films that they slide right in, little protected. So now we actually send them out in those. So it's kind of neat.
So all these little tips that you're giving out right now with the $2 bill and stuff, and for me, when I'm handwriting cards, I can think of something off the cuff, but then when I go to write it out, it never comes out the same. Do you have sample cards of what people would say? Because you've spit out some good stuff.
I did.
Write it down real quick or do stuff. It's cool if we can go in and kind of pick the content. Here it is, or if we want to change it, obviously you could change it. But the $2 bill idea, I think it's awesome to send to your investors.
It is, and especially if you have an investor that has kids, send it to the kids.
Okay.
Seriously, like if your kid gets a $2 bill in the mail, they're jumping up. And I got that idea from the largest MetLife group in the country called Barnum Financial Group out of Shelton, Connecticut. This guy, Paul Blanco, is a stud. Like he grew a small little team into hundreds. And he has a file. When somebody gets hired, he has a file on every one of them. Like their anniversary date, the spouse's name, the kids' names, their birthdays. He has a file on everybody. And his assistant goes through and he actually handwrites cards to the kids and puts a $2 bill until they reach like age 12 or 13. And then they get a little something else. So like every year they get a $2 bill in the mail. And I just thought that was such a, because his retention is super high. People love him. People stay. He gets recruits through his people and they grow. And so it's not just them. It's, get to know them. If you see that they have a family of 3 and you do that, it goes. And those are like little things that you go really outside the box. Like I had one of my members, she has a huge team in a network marketing business. And what she did was, well, what I did for her is I saw her son lost his first tooth. Okay. I don't know her son. I've never met him. However, it's public. She put it on there, and I've sent her many cards before. So what I did was I put the picture on the front of the card, a big kid smile, no tooth. And on the inside, I put a picture of the tooth fairy, and I signed it from the tooth fairy. And I sent him a card, I think with a box of brownies too. And he got the card and the brownie. He was flipping out. Now the parents opened it up first saying like, who is sending my kids mail?
Right.
So they wanted to kind of go through it first, and then they put it back together and let him open it. He flipped out. They took pictures, posted on Facebook. I didn't do it because I was expecting them to post it on Facebook. I had so many customers sign up that day because she put my website, all this kind of stuff. Curtis Lewsey's awesome. AM Cards is the best. Check this out, what he did for my son. And so when you just think about these ideas that I'm sharing with you, and then what can you do to be outside the box and different? Like, I'll give you an example. I have a mortgage guy that I work with, and he hired a guy for like $5,000 a month as a coach. A little on the higher end of coaches from what I understand in the industry. However, the coach made them segment their database and take their top 20 realtors. They mostly got their business from real estate agents. And then they had to go through and actually spend the time to investigate and scroll through their likes on Facebook, what music they like, different pictures, like scroll on through. Oh my gosh, this person took a picture or had behind scenes passes for this or that. Give you an example. One person was, and you can only spend so much money in the industry, right? RESPA and all that stuff. Right. So what they did was they went on eBay, and this one person was a huge Tom Brady fan. And so they took a Patriots, like the #1 foam finger. He found it on eBay for like really inexpensive. And then he found another picture of like a Tom Brady, bought a frame, put it together, and mailed it out for the birthday. Spent like $10. Yeah. And then maybe $10 to ship it. And then he got it and they flipped out. Like it was an under $25 gift, and posted on Facebook, tagged him. Oh my gosh, if you ever need to refi, without even asking. And I was like, I never forgot that. I thought that was brilliant.
Well, and that's like the Gary Vee of how he built his wine library, going in and seeing what people were looking for. And I mean, that's the whole premise of how he got started. I thought that was great, when he was, and I have to go back and read the whole book again, but it is getting to know them personally and sending them out personal items. And that's just the thank you. The thank you economy is what he called it.
Go along with that. Let me just plug in my computer real quick. I don't want it to die.
Yeah. If you haven't looked at Gary Vee's stuff, check it out. But it's like the thank you economy is one of his books, or I believe that's the name of it. But it is digging deeper and learning about going on Twitter or Facebook or wherever and learning about what your clients like, do, everything else. And they will appreciate when you send that stuff to them. And I've got a couple people reaching out to us right now trying to earn our business. And so they're going above and beyond having things made or, doing the small like items of value and stuff like that. And I think it's great. And it's just a matter of, doing so much of it can, if you're trying to earn the business, there's a way to do it, nicely, but you can also go overboard doing it too.
So I'll give you an example of one of the things I'm doing outside the box. All right. So check this out. So obviously I have a greeting card company. Yeah. So I just thought the other day, there's a guy by the name of Russell Brunson. Yeah. He owns ClickFunnels. one of the most brilliant marketers out there. And I've met him a couple times. I met him at a Tony Robbins seminar. I met him when he was pitching back in like 2009. I met him right after I wrote my book. And he was actually in the audience when I was speaking and training one time. And so like when I walked into a Tony Robbins seminar, I come to the door and it's like, hey, Curtis. And I knew of him because at the time his business, he had a direct mail. He was mailing out stuff. He had like a $10 million business. And a good friend of mine was friends with him. And so he told me all about him. Well, now that I use ClickFunnels and all that stuff, I was like, I'd love to reconnect with this guy. You know, he's got a $150 million business right now. His valuation of the company's over $1 billion. And he's got, I don't know, a couple 100,000 members on ClickFunnels. And he's just I listen to all his podcasts. I love the guy for who he is as a father, for who he is as a marketer, just a good all-around person. And I hear that from everybody, by the way. It's not just like what I'm getting from his stuff.
Right.
Anyway, I want to capture his attention because I'm like, imagine if somebody sold something online, like a digital product, and automatically a greeting card was triggered to go out. Because we have a Zapier's connection, so it connects to different stuff. So we can do that.
Yeah.
But I want to take it a step further. I've sent him a couple of cards with no response, which I can kind of imagine. So I bought a mailbox. I bought a full-size big mailbox. It has a base that you put 100 pounds of sand in, but I'm not putting the sand. I'm putting the whole mailbox together. And you know those big armoire boxes?
Yeah.
So I bought an armoire box with like 7 cubic feet of peanuts, biodegradable peanuts. I'm making cards and I'm putting some brownies and I'm stuffing it in the mailbox and I'm mailing it to his headquarters.
You need to do that at Christmas and put fragile on it.
Fragile?
The old Christmas story where he got the leg lamp.
Yeah, that would. I'm just trying to be outside the box. I'm like, this could be a huge account that we could partner with, and we could do something really special. He doesn't have anything like that. Yeah, but it's just like, what are you doing to stand out? What are you doing trying to be different? He's got people reaching out to him every day, all day, always trying to sell him stuff. And I got a kind of a cool, compelling offer. So when I share that type of stuff, I'm hoping that that person that's watching this podcast is just thinking, all right, who are some of the influencers in my life? And who are some of the people that I know that if I had a better relationship, maybe I could get my foot in the door? Like I had a Remax agent that was up in, I think it was Woodbridge, Virginia or so. And he was using the system and he sent a card with a box of brownies to an HR manager that he mutually had a friend. And so he sent a card and said, if you're open to it, I'd love to have a conversation, be a local resource for you and your company. Well, just so happened, they did meet up. They had a coffee, got one deal. This executive, him and his wife that bought a house, absolutely loved him, raved. Now he does 10 deals a month on average.
Oh, wow.
From one company. So it's like completely life-changing with one contact. And I say with the Referral Secrets Challenge is you're only one referral away. You're only one connection away from infinite possibilities. You meet one person who opens the door to somebody else, and next thing you know, you host an open house and you get 5 more deals. Right. It's happened, remember? I mean, you told me, you shared stories like that before.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of being at the right place, right time, or the right opportunity, etc. So here's a question for you. You're doing 300 people in 30 days, so it's 10 cards a day. Yeah. Now, you're obviously hitting all kinds of businesses trying to do that. What, as a real estate...
I'm not even trying to get their business, though.
Well, you're going after you're trying to market to their business. Now, I know it's just a nice, hey, thank you for doing something. So as an agent, if I wanted to do the same kind of challenge and mail out 10 cards a day, should I be going after like other agents and other networks or other agents in other areas as a, hey, do a referral game, or do I do it to my database?
I would segment your database. I would say who's the one, like focus on the top referring partners. Okay. And think about this for a second. Behavior rewarded is behavior repeated. If you want more referrals, reward the behavior of the referrals that you're getting, not just the commission check. So oftentimes people are looking at saying, oh, they said it didn't work out. It's not the point. To them, they went out of their way to share their coworkers' information, their friend. It didn't work out for whatever reason. Couldn't get financing, whatever it was. It was the behavior that you want to reward. And if you want to go above and beyond to do something extra special after closing and you get paid, that's a great idea as well. And now, everybody loves to be appreciated. Everybody has that invisible sign around their neck that says, make me feel appreciated, right? And it's a Mary Kay Ash, I think, said that, from Mary Kay Cosmetics. And so it's so powerful. So simply making a phone call, which nobody does anymore, just want to say thank you so much. Give them a heads up of where it is in the process is awesome. Now, what I would recommend is you send cards out without even asking for the business, reaching out. We call them care cards. Send out the care cards and follow them up with care calls. Just caring about them, their family, this and that. Ask them, have you done anything different since COVID? Yeah, I've ate more, put on 15 more pounds, like just funny conversations.
We're all working on that.
Then how about you? Have you've done anything different? Because conversation will come back around.
Yeah.
A short little thing and say, I've been very blessed. I've had so many amazing people like you in my life. And I've had so much referral business. It's actually, things haven't slowed down a bit because of the relationships that we have. And, I want to thank you as well as thank everybody for always thinking of me when somebody's looking to buy or sell a home. So thank you. So just like bringing that up in a casual way,
right,
makes people sometimes say, oh, by the way, it just bumped into Fred at church. He doesn't want to rent anymore. Do you think you can help him? Oh, gee. Maybe.
Here's an idea to kind of play into that, though. So we have Thanksgiving coming up, or November coming up, and everyone always posts on some, like every day, the 25 days of giving thanks. So why not mail out use that as your time? I don't know if you want to mail them out after Thanksgiving or whatever, but hey, just feeling thankful, glad you're in my life. Hope things are going well. Make some comment, and then just mail out 10 a day to a certain group of people, whether it's sellers or your top, we have our top 50 that we always market to, and you've got your top agents that you want to, stay connected with, mailing out, that kind of stuff. So
there's a top real estate coach. I'll give you an example. Like, I just noticed that she said she put together a 2021 running game plan. Now, she never ran in her life, and now she's running marathons just since like COVID earlier this year. So I'm impressed. She lost a ton of weight. She's like feeling on top of the world. So on the card that I sent her, I added just a little extra to like the general message that I've been sending to a lot of people and said, geez, I saw that you put together your 2021 running plan, ... You are nuts. And just like throw a little bit of personal. Now,
I hope you didn't send her a brownie.
And there's another coach that I've been in his rooms. Yeah, right. I should send him a brownie. I sent her a $2 bill. And then there's another coach that happened to say, like, not only did he get a cat, he posted a live video, I think, of his kids coming around the corner and they got a cat and they were flipping out and crying. Well, then he just got a dog. And he's like, so of course I made reference in there. I'd love to hear about some of the pivots that you're making in your life outside of all the extra fur babies you're adding to the family. Yeah. And so I know when he sees that card, he's going to be like, oh, that was directly to me. It wasn't a campaign that he's just blasting. So with this, it's almost like I'm doing this. However, I don't expect them to just send me referrals. Like when we talk, I'm going to share them what I'm up to. Right. So let's say that you're an agent and that one of your focuses lately is, give me an example, absentee owners in the certain resort community. And how you were able to get all the lists of names and this and that, and you want to do something creative to reach out to them. So then maybe that's a great segue. Hey, one of the things I'm working with is absent people that have multiple homes and would like to sell or possibly add to their collection, add to their investment portfolio. And that's one of my main focuses lately.
Well, that's like if I'm going after the agents, I'm not going after, but if I'm going to mail them to agents, like, hey, let's book not a strategy call, but let's get a time to chat together and let's just share some ideas of what we're both doing into 2021 so we can help each other grow. Giving your time back to them, like I was doing earlier today with an agent out in Hawaii. So it's just like ways to connect that way. And it's also a way to stay top of mind as a referral partner. And
if you have a tip, if you have a really cool tip, put it inside a card or let them know and try not to think of it like tit for tat. You give me, so I give you back, feel like what can I do to give without expectation of them giving anything in return. Right.
No, makes sense.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the referral secrets we have. And then also when you're talking to them, use the 3/4 rule where you're asking questions and let them talk 3/4 of the time, which you always do.
I've started to learn as people engage us with certain questions. It's like they're asking us, like, what's your next project? What's up? And all you do is you realize you talk about yourself too much and what's going on. You never engage with them. And you realize you can actually learn more if you actually just shut up and just listen. And so we've really taken that this year as we've been getting on the phone and on Zooms a lot more and just seeing people.
And you can take some of this and cross-pollinate it. And so like, oh, this idea would be great for this person over here. Yeah. And think about all the people that own businesses that see a lot of people that could be a great referral source for you. And people that have businesses sometimes they need to invest money to try to have some of the tax tax liability and all this kind of stuff. So that could be a specialty. There's so many different focuses, and you can pick one, get really good at it, right?
Right.
Whether it's hustling or open houses or whatever it is.
Well, we have a shotgun approach at all marketing, so I try to refocus every once in a while. But we've got one of our agents, Jeff, in here, who's an open house king, I call him. 30 deals last year off open houses. He's called me on Monday, Tuesday. Hey, I got to undo this weekend. I need to do open houses. What do you got for me? What do you got for me? I'm out of listings. I'm like, dude, we've just sold everything. We're down to 3 properties left, and they're all vacant land. So if you want to go put a tent up there, let's go sell that.
So how about like that as value? I mean, bring it in there. Bring him on a call and say, 30 deals in 1 year off of open houses alone. What is your open house strategy? That's killer.
He was my first guest on this show about open houses, and it was like he just got so much value that he's pushing out there. And the guy, he wants to work every Saturday and Sunday, and now he takes 2 days off during the week to spend with his wife and kids. So it's not that he's just like working 7 days a week. He is regimented to schedule. Like, we don't see him in the office primarily on Tuesdays because that's his one day he's out. He's doing his daddy-daughter days and all that stuff. And so also someone who's found that fine line of, okay, I'm going to work the weekends, but I've got to spend time with the kids. Now, they're not in school yet, so it's easier for him to do that. When they're in school, like, you need to figure out, and they're in sports and stuff, you've got to figure out how to make your weekends work with open houses and spending time with the family.
Well, here's the great thing. What you've experienced over your career is that when you get really good at something, you start expanding, then it's about leverage and systems.
Yep. You
got to because you're going to be able to afford to have somebody else come in on your team and go to train them the system. And now you have time. But no matter what you do, it requires work and you got to hustle. Last year I was in 140 or 150 different cities last year alone.
Well, and this is a different year for you because you couldn't travel as much. So you got to figure out, what did I do last year to this year? And did my business grow more this year versus last year? And is the travel as necessary? And
I'm so excited. And I'll share a couple because there may be a couple people on this show right now that says, get some ideas. So what you're doing right here is huge, is being seen, being out there, adding value, making deposits. So one of the things that I've wanted to do for a long time is to start a podcast. And I didn't know what to name it. Do I name it Appreciation Marketing? How to Achieve Greatness Through Gratitude? Just name it Curtis Lewsey? Who cares? Like, let's do something like. And then so what I settled on after a marketing genius out of Houston that I know, and he happened to post something like, hey, if I was still doing this these days, I would buy this domain in a New York minute, he said. And it was referralsecrets.com.
Okay.
And so I saw that, texted him right away. I'm like, you're serious? He goes, don't hesitate. So I literally got off the phone right there, and I don't think I've ever spent $2,500 faster. And I was boom, 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 bought the domain name. And I was like, I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I just bought it. I had no clue. I've never done that before. I just trusted him that much. I guess that's what you do when you have a really good mentor that you trust. And so I bought it and then sat on it, and then it just hit me. Oh my gosh, podcast. So what I'm going to do is release series. I'm going to do real estate rock stars, legendary lenders. I'm going to do corporate giants, small business, big hearts. And so I'm going to do the coach's corner. So I'm going to all these different series. So it's like Netflix. I'm going to do 8 interviews. I have a whole team of people do the editing, the scripting, the pull out the quotes, do all the marketing, all that stuff. I've already hired a company to do that. So all I do is show up. They're going to book all mine. We bought a LinkedIn prospecting course to be able to find the people that we need to find to invite them on the interview, how to make it attractive. So we did all that. And now it's like, there's a purpose behind it though. I don't care about 1 million views. I more or less care about the relationships that I'm building with the people that I'm interviewing. And now I got the best follow-up tool in the world with AM cards. So I put them on a 2-year drip campaign, send them brownies, gift cards, dollar bills. Because what happens is when I integrate with their CRM,
right,
I'll circle back around. It might be 6 months. It might be 12 months from now. We have a huge backlog of work to do. And as it speeds up, so I'll give you that example. And then I also have a referral secrets challenge that we're only charging $47 for. However, it's a funnel. So people come in, download the free 40 secrets. And if they would like, they can enroll in the referral secrets challenge for 30 days, $47, 100% money back guarantee. So we're adding value. And inside the challenge, I share really creative ways of how they can use AM cards or however it is that they want to do it. They don't have to use AM cards. It's just one of the options. And so there's one strategy. And then the other strategy was like, okay, how do I make it easier for people to send cards? And then I got a referral to Dan Corkle, the CEO of Foul Boss. So I had a referral from Tristan Armada from Lab Code Agents that said, hey, you need to talk to Dan. So I got on the phone with him, the CEO, and it's like, yeah, let's do it. And so we built an embedded app and put it inside of Follow Up Boss. And that was like one of our first ones. And now we have tons of companies reaching out to us. So we're going to have to hire some more programmers to get some of this stuff happen. However, it's all about how, in this day and age, how do you make things easier for people? How do you make it easier to send you business, Todd? Like, you know,
the world of automation is a big thing right now. And it's like, how can we make things more simple without having to hire someone at X dollars an hour to sit there and write cards for me, or do I take my time to write these cards? And, you know, kind of going into the Follow-Up Boss thing, you sent me that personal message and said, hey, Todd, do you guys use Follow-Up Boss? And I said, yeah, we do. He goes, cool. We've got an API coming. I don't know if it was out yet or within a couple of days thereof, but check it out. And so that's when we saw, and then I think you did the interview with him, and it was like within a day or two after that, you were online doing that.
Well, how I thought you might have used it, however, I didn't know, was because I was on Facebook. I liked the community and I was looking at all the mutual friends.
Yeah.
And so I saw that you liked that page as well. So I sent you a private message just to see, because I was looking for some beta testers, looking to, hook some people up, check it out so I can get some feedback to make it better. It's not, I was looking to add value. I didn't want to just say, hey, use it.
Yeah. No, but it's, to me, like, I'm not a big card person where I need to be. And so that gets me to think about it again and want to go in now because it's easier for me and everything's already in the system. And so I can, if I'm doing my follow-ups like I should be at the end of this month, I'll do my 1-year anniversary stuff with my clients. I can go in there and just pull the cards out and send it and be done versus handwriting all these thank you cards because it's time,
So I'll share a funny little story. So in this easy way to get talked about at a party. So my next door neighbor across the street hates Halloween and is funny. He's a good guy. His daughter lives on the next street over in our same community. And we got invited to their Halloween party. And now we're not, because of COVID, we have a 3-year-old and my wife, she's like, I don't know if I want to stay too long or maybe just hang out outside or whatever. Okay. Well, the husband of his daughter, he has all these costumes over the years because he's ripped. Like, he goes to the gym every single day. He's like WrestleMania, like he's on all the David Hasselhoff, like that's his past.
Right.
So anyway, we took a funny picture off of Facebook and I photoshopped my next door neighbor's face on the same body. So I had him side by side and I put it on the inside of a card and said, the fashion police got back to me and I wear it better. And so just something funny. And I sent it to the house, but I didn't send it from me. I sent it from the father and saying like, hey, just want to let you know they got back to me. And I signed his name in the card. They all know it's me. I got the cards. However, when we show up tomorrow, it's going to be like sitting probably on the table. They're all going to have a laugh about it. They're going to be talking about it. It's just kind of funny. So I love doing outside the box things. Like I'm sending my nephew an Incredible Hulk card from the Incredible Hulk today. So that way he gets it. And that's what he's going to be. He's 3 years old. He's going to be that for Halloween. So I love doing outside the box things. And when you take the time to slow down a little bit, so I'm like, I just don't have the time.
Right.
Well, relationships are important to you. And you find a way and you make the time. One of the things I highly recommend is that you carve out time and you make it be one of the things that you do during the week. Like if you say I have 20 minutes a week for my appreciation marketing, time block it.
Yep.
If you schedule it as an appointment and you're serious about it, then you put stuff away. And my little system, just to let you know, is when I scroll through Facebook and I'm scrolling through Instagram, if I see something card worthy, I screenshot it and I email it to myself and I don't open it.
Okay.
Then when I sit down during my time block time, I open up my email, search it, and then here's all the emails. So I go back through and then it reminds me, oh, go to Todd's page because he just was giving away all of this swag. And I thought that was a great idea. So I'm going to screenshot people smiling, getting their beach towels and say, send it out to you. Say, man, you are smart. That's a really cool idea that you do that. Or somebody has a grandbaby, somebody runs a marathon, somebody has just lost their grandfather, sympathy card, congratulations card, happy birthday card, all these different random things. You do them consistently over time and add these deposits, you're going to watch. It's like planting all these seeds and nurturing all these relationships. They're going to come back. And it's like, you don't do it because you're trying to get the business. It's a hard thing to sometimes get people to understand when they're only in the prospecting, getting leads, closing business mode.
Well, I think it's just, to me, it's staying top of mind. As long as we're staying top of mind, we're doing our job. And, top of mind to us is the parties. Top of mind to us is the swag. My daughters are I think my biggest marketer because she was at home for the first quarter. She's back in school, and every day she's got some different logo on going back to school. So I'm like, good, keep wearing it around. And then one of the other team members, his daughter's at the same school, and I see him. He takes a picture and puts it on Instagram, but it's her walking into the car with our sweater on. So I'm like, so I've got a couple of kids running around the middle school with the Team Schroth stuff on. I had the elementary school, I think probably 10 or 20 of the kids had our different shirts that we would use. And we'd stand at the line waiting for them to get through the tunnel. And all of a sudden I'm like, hey, nice shirt, nice shirt, nice shirt. Some of them had my face on the back, which I think was even funnier.
That was so funny.
The catch of the shirt was it was a caricature. And I said the slogan on it was, let this character sell your house. And I just think it's funny when the parents let the kids wear those. Because, hey, it's good for us, but, I mean, we made them high-quality, like, Nike-branded shirts, so we're not giving, like, the cheap brand where it falls apart, because we want people to wear them. So we spend a little bit more money on your product and make it worthwhile.
So I got to share something funny. So one of our referral secrets is, like, smile more and smile often.
Right.
Most people leave their house, and they look like they're constipated, and they stay that way all day long. When I think of you, Todd, I just, like, I want to hang out more because you're hilarious. The random things that you post on Facebook make me laugh. And I really, so like, I'll just give you an example. So literally, you posted this really funny name that says, follow me for more recipes. And it was spam with like an popsicle stick in the bottom. And I was laughing so hard. Well, here's what happened. I have another friend of mine that lives out in Oregon. And he coaches network marketers and he coaches a lot of health and wellness companies like for prospecting and stuff. His costume was spam.
Oh, Jesus.
Like a big spam thing, right? So he goes like, all of my healthy friends all reached out to me telling me why I shouldn't, be promoting spam and all this kind of stuff. It was funny, and he had, anyway, so I posted in his comments, I saved the picture that you had and I posted in his comments and it was getting all kinds of like laughs and all kinds of stuff. And I don't spend a ton of time on social media, but when I see something worthy of sharing or something like that, like you did, and I say smile more, smile often, because you want to people want to do business with those types of people. You want it's memorable and it's funny. Like, so being light and staying away from controversial issues is also a good idea when you're trying to build your business.
Yeah.
You're going to alienate half it. Actually, in our book, we have in chapter 4, it's 7 deadly creatures to avoid becoming.
Yeah.
One is the sucker. Don't be the energy sucker. Like your phone rings and you see it and immediately you're like, oh, I don't want to answer it. But the real question you want to ask yourself is, when somebody else's phone rings and they see your name.
Right. Are you that person?
Are you that person? So like, or are you the type of person to do, oh my gosh, even if I got 2 minutes, I'm answering this call.
Right. Right.
And then one of the 7 deadly creatures is called the Facebook ass clown. And it's the person that is just an absolute clown and they're always posting this or sharing this controversial issue, politics, religion, whatever it may be. And then all of a sudden, even if that's your beliefs, it's like on social media, it's like, well, I have freedom of speech. Yes, but you're shoving it down people's throats. And if you want to build a nice referral-based business, you might be alienating half of your business, and that's taking food off your table for your family. So how are you looking at it? You know, like as far as inviting referrals to come your way.
Well, I haven't been unfriended by anybody yet that are spouting out political agendas on their page, and they keep threatening to do that. I'm like, please do. I'm not going to unfriend because I find entertainment in your anger on Facebook. But there was a post this morning that said, your political posts are not going to change my mind. Please stop doing it, whatever. So I have this. I'll pull it out of the window real quick.
You always got something.
Vote for Todd Schroth, your favorite realtor.
Oh, I love it.
We're putting these on signs. I'm going to stand at the library November 4th and hold that sign up and wave to everyone driving by. But I posted that on her feed, and I said, and her neighbor is one of our team members and a realtor. And I said, hey, if this can change your mind to make me your favorite realtor, I've done my job following you on social media, whatever it was. But,
that is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. So we're going to this thing later today, and it's a masquerade. And my one of our friends has a machine that she's been making face masks for. So we have this same print on the face mask. So I'm going to have that as my mask that I'm wearing to the event tonight. So hey, everybody, all the realtors, look, I'm your favorite realtor. You know, remember to vote in 2020. So
brilliant, because there's election years. I have a couple of years. I don't even follow politics that often, but you know,
I think people are nuts with it. So
yeah, great.
I've been wanting to do that for years. I'm like, this is perfect time to do it. I've got them in my yard. My sister's down the street, and we've got the stakes yesterday, so we're putting them across the neighborhood today or this weekend. They'll be out. I wonder how many will get stolen, but hey, we'll put it out and see how it goes.
I love it. Oh my God, that is absolutely hilarious.
It's awesome. Well, Curtis, I appreciate you coming on today. You've given us a lot of information. Everybody check out amcards.com. Again, mention our name. If you guys do sign up for the program, you will save a $295 initiation or startup fee. We've known each other for quite a few years and really love engaging when you're up on stage, doing stuff. And just how fast you get the cards out. Because I remember you were taking pictures of the stage or thank you for being here, and you've got the card like ready to go before you're even on stage talking. And all the stuff you've got here, the 40 referral secrets, I'm going to definitely dive into that so I can kind of learn a little bit more about that and your other program you have going on. So anything else you want to kind of throw at us? Otherwise, we'll call it a wrap.
Yeah, if you have a mailing list or anybody wants to reach out to Todd, because I have a free audio book of my book, so I can give it away for free. I can send you the link if somebody. How would they reach out to you to be able to get that?
That would be awesome if you can send it to us, because we do a follow-up on Monday with the show of people who couldn't get on it as just a reminder. Hey, we've had this show, and then the next one coming up, we can put the audio link on there if you don't mind. If not, we can say for the free audio book, respond back to this, and we can send it to them.
Yeah, and on the audio link, it doesn't even require like an email, nothing like that. So like I give it to you, and then if somebody reaches out to you, you can just send it to them, and there's a lot of value there, and
that'd be perfect. Yeah, and that way we can kind of keep up on who's asking for it. So we'd like to give back as much value as we can with the show. Obviously, it's where we appreciate y'all's time taking the hour to listen to us and just share our stories and kind of have a little banter back and forth and stuff. Everybody, happy Friday. Curtis, thank you again for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Follow us on Facebook, Agents Who Win, YouTube, and Instagram. And Curtis, what's your social profile so they can go on there to find AM Cards?
Yeah, just Curtis Lewsey. You can go on AM Cards on Facebook, is amcards.com. So I have a fan page, Curtis Lewsey, and is also my personal page as well.
Cool. Thank you so much. All right, everyone, have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.